The gentle lady from California, Ms. Porter.
Katie Porter, a California law professor, continues to make national headlines like she began the year by confronting CEOs and government officials in House committee hearings.
In other words, no harm, no foul. Facebook messed up, but it doesn't matter. Is that your position?
Congresswoman, I'm not familiar with all the context here.
Her prosecutorial tone, tinged with Midwestern logic, led to appearances on national TV, a big breakthrough for a freshman. Publicity led to recognition, like the time a stranger wrote her a thank you note on a napkin.
I was on the phone, and they just handed it to me and waved and walked off. It's hanging on my wall in my office.
Porter has grown into a frequent tweeter and was one of the first new representatives to support impeachment of the president.
The administration has refused to respect the rule of law.
A gutsy move for a politician from conservative Orange County, where Porter is the first Democrat ever elected to represent the district.
With that, I'm going to stop and take some questions.
The first question at a district town hall was about impeachment.
I would say that really reflects the district that I represent. People have strong opinions, and this is a divisive issue.
As a newcomer to the U.S. House, Porter learned that moving up the ladder isn't all that easy.
The House is a very undemocratic place. Seniority typically determines control of committees, opportunity for leadership, and there's a fair amount of wait your turn that is kind of built into some of the traditions of this place. I want to thank the ranking member.
So far, Representative Porter has sponsored more than 20 pieces of legislation. Just one has passed the House.
The rules are suspended, the bill is passed. And
that legislation would allow candidates to use campaign contributions for incidental costs.
The fact that we don't permit child care expenses as a campaign expense, we don't permit health insurance premiums as a campaign expense, I think that reflects the fact that historically behind every elected congressman has been a woman who's doing the child care.
But more women like Porter are climbing the hill. Her election year set a record with nearly 130 women elected to Congress. One of those women, Porter's former Harvard law professor, is a leading Democratic candidate for president.
Senator Elizabeth Warren!
In November, Porter campaigned in her native state of Iowa for Warren, who is a big booster of her one-time protege.
And I remember saying to her, I don't feel like I found my way yet. I don't feel like I found my voice. When she called back a couple months later after I'd questioned some of these executives, she said, I think you found your voice.
That means Porter hasn't been shy to challenge the norms of the U.S. House. On the holiday, Halloween, Porter showed up in the halls of Congress dressed as the character Batwoman, the same day the House was voting on impeachment procedures. Republicans accused Porter of, quote, prancing around, unquote, and not taking impeachment seriously. Porter brushed aside that criticism.
Are you happy with the job that President Trump is doing?
And it's not just Republicans taking aim at Porter. A number of special interest groups, both conservative and liberal, graded her voting record poorly.
I never think about those things. I'm thinking about each vote, one at a time. Who do I represent? What's at stake in this vote?
What's at stake now is her re-election. Katie Porter has already raised $2.5 million in what's likely to be a tough campaign. 5 Republicans have already filed to challenge her to bring back the seat to their party. Carolyn, Presutti, VOA News at the Capitol.